Mhm.
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 Ha!
Black. I like that one. That one's good. Yeah, we are.
We'll have 5 more until one of us passes out. Here.
Keep them coming.
Yeah. Hey,
It's a
crew,
liquid lunch opportunity.
what are you thinking about those green candles, crew? What are you thinking about all that?
Anybody who didn't get the reference of the Wolf of Wall Street there in the beginning, green candles, people. What are you thinking? Let's see it in the chat. Good morning, Darren.
Good morning,
Yes.
Hakan. I hope
Yeah.
I'm not messing that up. I hope I'm saying it right.
No, I think it's Hakan, right? I believe.
And we got Brother Barry, we got Tomato Pete. Crew.
Dude, there's no comedy without Tomato Pete.
No.
Yeah.
We
Oh, okay.
Jello.
Jello. Oh, we got Simon in the house. Brother Simon.
What is up, Brother Bear? How good was Friday night, everybody? I mean, like, I haven't felt that way in 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And it's not just because price go up, but it reminded me of
Yeah, it
all the
was.
things, everybody. What did we buy here? What were we purchasing this whole time? What I wrote was blockchain is a tool of transactions, accountability, and transparency. And what kind of folks are we? We're the people who want that in our economies in this world. And doing this and investing in something and exciting each other about it and what it can do and how we can use it is what makes change. That is what can change it. And the part that I came to, Dad, on that was, there's you got to look at the yin and yang, and you've got the accountability, but there's also so much competition in blockchain. Like there's never going to not be competition to make the next coin or the next utility token or the next project that can go faster, cheaper, better, look cooler. That's just going to keep coming. And so as much as I'm stoked on this bull, it just got me thinking about all the reasons that I got into this in the first place. Which is when the world eventually adopts it into its systems. What did it get you thinking about?
I mean, first of all, kind of as a content provider, whatever the hell we call people on YouTube now. It's been a long, dry process. It's been we've been doing this show for over 3 years, and it's really been a bear market for most of it, almost all of it. And for me, like waking up every day and like, oh, I got to put my work pants and boots on today and go film a video. It's never been that for me. It's never been number go up guy. It's always been, I understood the technology. I understood what we owned. I understood what it means to be able to buy some of these things that we own is like magical. Like you don't get those opportunities. We're like pre-IPO here, in a corporate sense that never happens in the world. It's sort of like somebody like creating the most revolutionary software in the world that Microsoft did. And instead of Microsoft getting it, like you all got it before Microsoft created it. It's just like, wow, man, what
Yep,
is this? This is like revolutionary.
it
So
is.
for me, it's always been what it can do for society and what it can do for all of us more than
Mhm.
number go up. So for me, it was easy doing all those videos all that time, you know?
Yeah.
It really was because I see a bigger picture. I see more than Alan being wealthy. You know, that's not that ain't it. That I
It's
you know,
never been the vision for us. The
no.
vision is like, how do we go kick it with all of you on a cruise ship, you know,
Yeah,
somewhere and
yeah,
just geek out. Um,
yeah.
and yeah, you brought up a really good point earlier. Yeah, before we
Only
started
one?
today that, but well, a couple, you know, we we've kind of been the hopium channel, you know, and I want to send a shout out to the army slash the family, you know, and like people, I mean, people across the board, the crew is into so many different projects that are all really good. It's all stuff that you start looking at it and you're like, wow, they're doing that. Yes. But
Yeah,
like to bring the positivity and the energy and hope and okay, it doesn't matter how bad it's been, it doesn't matter what's going on. Like we can move forward and we can invest in things. Like I think how you just said it is perfect. We're buying the future of transactions. And when you start to learn about what money is, you start to see the picture of like how important that is. You know,
yeah,
how much ones and zeros flow through that. It's all the ones and zeros, but it's bigger than that. It's going to be data storage, it's going to be voting, it's going to be ownership rights, it's going to be the whole enchilada
yeah,
is transactions. Everything is a transaction.
yeah.
And and
I
you said it in your title, Dad, that the giant awakens.
yeah,
And this bull run, I'm looking to see how much integration comes into our life. You know,
right.
how many different types of transactions are we doing with our crypto or our abilities to use it, you know, come the end of this really into this next year.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's ever gonna stop either, again, because of the
No.
competition and
No, and
because
I
of the efficiency
yeah,
of how it works. If you've used crypto, you know how fast it is. Um,
it's
it's awesome.
the adoption is now being, you know, blessed, if you will, by not just the US government, but in
Mhm,
particular the US government, which is going to be really huge because, you know, a lot of governments, right or wrong, look up to it, especially in a financial sense or an innovation or technology way. The US has always kind of been one of the leaders, if not the leader. And it just was wrong that we weren't embracing, you know, innovation. And you
mhm,
know, we all knew, every one of us in this group here, we all knew innovation would succeed. A better idea and a more efficient way of doing things always succeeds, whether you like it or not. You know, that's kind of where it's at. That and I've been doing so many great things and talking with so many great people in the crew, and to a
mhm,
T, everybody knew. Nobody was like, "Oh, well, I think I bought the wrong stuff," and
mhm,
I don't know. You know, this technology. What do you think, Alan? Do you think it's real? I never had that question. This group
mhm.
never had that doubt,
No.
and it we're. Can you imagine now that if we could actually get financial institutions and governments to jive, uh, and the soundness and the most incredible technology for the little man, okay,
Mhm,
around the world. I'm not
Mhm.
talking about you and I. We're doing pretty well in life in a lot of ways. I'm
Yeah.
talking about third world places that have a cell phone and now can do anything they want to do in their life. That's that was the for a lot of people, the aha moment with crypto for them was, oh, this coin went through the roof and all these people in Bitcoin made millions of dollars. The aha moment for me has always been everybody's going to be able to trade, transact, and communicate on a financial product, not not just with a photograph or a text, with money. Like that
Mhm.
that was next level technology. Was technology. We conquered the calculator and the cell phone with a camera on it. We conquered all those are done. We needed to conquer something significant for mankind, which was money, currency. And we're in the process of doing that now. And I can't think of anything more liberating or more freeing than one's financial, wherewithal being within their own grasp, you know, no middleman. Yeah, it's big, really big.
Absolutely.
And
It's
this is a big step.
we all kind of understood that all these centralized institutions where we're putting all of our transactions into them, and then they're scrambling it. And, in a lot of cases with banks, they're highly leveraged. I would call it highly across the board. If you're going leveraging it all, with our money, you know, when you
Yeah,
say you got more than you don't, it's that's a slippery slope. And
fair.
all across the world, we've ridden slippery slopes in my lifetime, and a lot more in your lifetime, Dad.
Yeah.
Uh, and to see a more decentralized world where you and I can trade with somebody in Kenya, borderlessly. I'm loving the shift to decentralization and the
Mhm.
understanding of how that can work for people, and then also the accountability. It's we the systems that do are going to have it, the centralized banks and your local banks, hopefully eventually, if they get
Mhm.
their act together, um, will will have a system that is predicated on accountability and being finite. And when you've got finite, you've got something that's appreciating.
Yeah.
Um, and not not necessarily if it's not used or not purchased or any of that, but a, a lot of the things that we've all talked about and we're all in right now is I have some of these talks with all of you, and it's just like wow. Like every single conversation I have with like Sean or Cody, or Simon, or all of you, it's another level of like how big this whole thing is. Um, yeah, and I just want it to help humanity. That's
Yeah. That's
I
what
know
it's
it's
going
gonna
to
be I
do.
know it's complicated, it's tricky. The other thing that you brought up to me this morning, Dad, was what's the hardest thing in crypto? What is the hardest thing to do in crypto? It's to sell.
Hmm.
When do you sell? When do you get out? What's your plan? And
Yeah.
I think now that we're all tasting this bowl, this thing's on the horizon, it's even more important than ever to decide your numbers. What's the number you're not gonna play around with? Like, okay, this hits that, I've got that much of it, I wanna do this percent of it for that price, and I'll be happy with that amount. Like, that amount will be a life-changing amount for what I'm doing in my life. And
Yeah.
that's how I'm trying to think about it, honestly. Everybody,
Yeah.
that's I'm trying to make it that simple for myself, because I've screwed around and I've messed it up, in the previous bowl, and I don't wanna see that happen to any of us. Um,
No.
we're you know, we're available in this. We're available in our email and Patreon and all that. It's going to be really fun to comment and to try to wade through it. And I know you're wading through it with a lot of people on here now with the trust, Dad. And the excitement that we're getting from that. And, you know, like, is it real? Is this thing actually?
Yeah.
It's so cool. I'm so excited about the different products and different things that we've kind of adopted ourselves to be able to help advance what everybody does here. You know, whether it's
Right. Right.
IBC or, you know, getting your trust, whatever trust before you go to sell a big amount of whatever you're selling. Um, you know, we've got the trading bots, the community to be able to bounce
Yeah.
everything off of. This is awesome. This is, and we definitely ain't stopping now, crew.
No.
It's all hands
And
on deck, baby.
I want to talk a little trading philosophy, if you will, about exactly what you just brought up.
Mhm.
One of the most significant things somebody will do in their lifetime is, wow, I built a business and it became a success. I bought an investment and it became a success. I invested in something and it blew up.
Mhm.
And it there's such a multifaceted way of looking at that exit strategy that it's impossible for me to say what one person, Mr. Smith, should do, because it's so complicated. It it's because, in particular with crypto, we're in the infancy. Like, there's not a single human being that owned Bitcoin 10 years ago that sold it that feels good about that. Not one. Not like nobody. The pizza guy comes to mind, right? So there's this balance of like, well, what's important to me this week or in my life today? My time. Time is always of the essence, and you know that a lot more when you're 60 than when you're 30. But
Yeah.
what what you what you think is important to you today is more important than the fact that you spent 10,000 Bitcoin on a pizza,
Mhm.
right? What did you get to do that year or those 5 years that when you sold those coins? So reflecting back and saying, oh, well, I did something wrong is not positive to one's, future life experience. And
Mhm.
that's not going to help you. What is going to help you is say, I've had a moment of clarity. This moment means this to me at this price. Somebody posted in here, I think it was Todd. The previous all-time high is a significant level for me. I'm using XRP in this example.
Right.
The previous all-time high is a significant moment to me. No
Mhm.
different than the previous all-time high, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago with Bitcoin was at that 70,000, whatever it was, 74,000, right? A lot of people sold right then. Are they wrong now that it's 90? No. No, though that money that they sold made a difference. They did something with it. They had a plan. Maybe they had a plan. A lot of them just thought, well, that's just too much profit. I bought it at 20,000 and now it's at 70. I'm out. But that's the nuance. The nuance is, what do you plan to do with that money? Now, we know somebody is in here quite often that I'm going to speak with later today. He wants to quit his job. Good for
Mhm.
you. He doesn't like his job. Okay, he likes his job, but he'd rather not do that for a living, I guess.
Yeah.
That's significant. If you can pull that off, that means that over the last 3 or 4 years in this down market, that you've been stockpiling nuts as a little squirrel that you've been. And now you've brought your number down to get out and make a significant change in my life from that number being $10 with XRP down to $5, maybe, or maybe even down to all time highs. right? Which is 350. I'll call it 350 range, right? So now all of a sudden he's done the right thing over the last few years to lower that number to where I can get out and say, wow, I'm happy because I don't have to go to that job anymore for a while or whatever it is, take 10 years off or 2, 3 years off. Some people are in that position.
Right.
All of those are such incredible. It's like a painting of a palette. It's like there's no one set situation for every lifestyle. No way. Like,
Yeah.
I know people willing to buy a motorhome and just live in it for the next 5 years. And you know what? I can't think of a better way to spend your money. I just can't. There's
No.
no there's no way a mansion in a jet is a better life than living in a motorhome cruising around the world, or North America in this case. There's no way. Like, I don't. But those are two totally different spectrums.
Yeah.
What lifestyle are you looking for? How is that going to change your life? It's going to
Todd's
be fun.
Todd's comment made me think of this story that happened to me a couple days ago. Where I work, there's one person that always comes up to me, because he knows our channel, and he's always pretty geeked up. He wears a XRP hat. I've never not seen this man not wear his XRP hat. He's like Wayne from Wayne's World, and
Nice.
he just comes
Yeah.
into we're like super busy. Okay, holidays we're super busy. He just comes to me all geeked up, man. He's JoJo, and he's like, Brent, dude, I got this going on, this going on, this going on. I'm already putting in a big order to sell. I've got this whole thing going on, and I start doing the math. Right, it sounded kind of weird at first. I'm like, what, you're selling now? But I started doing the math, and I'm like, this is a person who's been retired for a while. He's been in XRP and stockpiling for probably 5 to 6 years, is my guess, and he just doubled his money in a week. So he just doubled his investment, and so that amount, and at the end of it, I'm like, dude, good for you. Good for you. Like that
Yeah.
you're in that spot where even just this last week is game changer. So I love that point, Dad. It's kind of a nuanced look at where we're all at. We're all in different investment spots and ages, and do we got 2 jobs, or are we retired? What's going to make the difference in your life? And I've never seen the guy so fired up. He was like 10x what he usually is. So it's already happening. It's already happening.
The people who are the winners in this world, it's come to my attention. The people that win in this world are the people that, no matter where their day or their life is or their financial bank account is, they see the good in the world. Those people are the winners. And having a financial success like this on top of that really is just, I said this in a few videos ago, and I've said it in a lot of my videos. Becoming wealthy is believe it or not, a manifestation. And it comes to you because you believed it was going to happen. I believe it's going to happen to me. I believe I'm going to be able to quit my job. I think this is going to happen. The old I am stuff, right? I am this. I am going to be this. I am going to have this in my life. I am seeing this clearly. I am. All of that is so key, because when it starts to show itself to you, you realize that you've been right all along. You've simply taken stock or inventory in the downturn times too often. Oh, I'm not there yet. I'm not smart. I'm not the person. I'm not the. You have to really pay attention to all of that, because you're manifesting the same over and over and over and over. but it's that confirmation of when price go up that you say, wow, I got this right. I got this. I understood it. I know this. This is the future of my life. It's important for you to base your situation going forward from that moment on, looking forward in a positive sense and knowing what you manifested and knowing where your life is. You created this. You bought the coins. You made the choices in your life. And that's the big difference between you and all the other chickens in the coop that didn't do what you did. And that's really what this show's been about. I love that you care enough about people, Brent,
Yeah.
to come on here every week and explain how you feel about them and how we feel about our friends and family. Man, I don't know if
The
somebody
important
sent me
part to me.
this. Yeah, somebody sent me this the other day, yesterday. Everybody's calling the XR. They're not calling them. They're not calling us the XRP army anymore. They're calling us the family. Now, I'm not saying I coined that, but I've been saying that for a couple of years now on this channel. We are not an army. We are a family. And come join the family. You don't need a weapon in your hand to come
No.
join the XRP family. You just don't. Yeah. No, we're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you could go to any number of meetups, and you will understand just that.
yeah. And now
Uh,
I
it's
know
giant love fest.
I talk a lot about XRP. Somebody made a great comment. Well, you talk about all 10 coins, but you only talk about XRP. There's a It's not true, but I talk about the other coins, but like there's a passion with this family. There's a passion with people that own XRP. And I don't see it in other coins. Maybe it's just because I'm not as close with those people. I'm sure that's it. But I own, I don't know, 5 or 6 of the top 10 coins. I don't own every top 10 coin, obviously, but I own the ones I really like. And I I own probably as much Cardano as I do XRP. In fact, I think I own more, actually. Maybe. I don't know. I own a bunch of both, and I own way more way more Bitcoin than I do either one of those two. But I don't talk about Bitcoin and Cardano every show, but I do talk about them. But it's
Yeah.
a it's a thing that you resonate with. And when when everybody I talk to has a portfolio of XRP up to here, it's like
Yeah.
tough not to talk to those people, you know, on a show. Yeah.
Yep. It's true.
Um,
To talk about just Bitcoin real quick, for those of us who are newer and really understanding, and I'm in this boat. My dad's taught me a lot about markets and what's going on, and he kind of understands it, in a way that it's interesting, and so when not just his videos, but we've been talking about it for decades. Um, like in this last month, like the market cap for Bitcoin has moved past Facebook, past silver, and then this last week started moving past. I think that's Saudi oil. I gotta look up that. I gotta look up that oil company. I can recognize the name.
Aramco is Saudi oil. Yeah. Well,
Uh-huh.
no, it's more than just Saudis, but yeah. Hmm.
So you put that into
And
perspective. You know why we call it the God coin, which I don't think is a great name for it, but it's a good name in that you can kind of see from the last cycles, a pattern. And when Bitcoin go up, like my guess right now is all the big cats, all the big investors are just staring at Bitcoin. Okay, is this thing going to check up and then keep going back up like it has in the past? And then I think part of that, like what we've been saying about on the show, if you're not a Bitcoin fan, it's like just use it as a tool. And when you're looking at it in the chart and you finally get that plateau, which my guess is it's coming sometime next year, hopefully longer out than that, but then you can kind of start to look at, alt season and just playing it that way. There's
Yeah.
so many different things with trading too that it's not chess or checkers, it's both. And so it's things like that that I kind of look at and I'm like, wow, man, this thing it's so much bigger. Like we have a show about it and we talk about it, but it's like it's that big. It's that
It's
big.
so big.
It's this thing's bigger than oil
It
and silver,
is.
folks. It's bigger than oil and silver. Again,
Yes.
the future of all transactions is probably running on blockchain. So,
This
you got the
I
tracks, maybe.
yeah. This Cormac, why should we sell this bull run when XRP is getting incorporated with new system? Okay, like we kind of already went over this, but I get this question a lot. Similar, and it doesn't matter the coin, but in particular, XRP. I this is the easy answer is this. Let's say I'm just going to use round numbers. Let's say you have 100,000 XRP coins. Okay. And if you sold whatever the number is, $3, $5, $10, whatever you sold at 25% of those coins was enough to allow you to quit your job, pay your home off, pay all your debt off, and to buy a motor home and to just screw off. And you only had to sell 25% of your coins. That's why you would sell.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're correct that it's going to be incorporated with the financial system, I would think that 75,000 coins that you have still remaining is like, if you have 75,000 coins and let's say you think it's going to go to $1,000, that's $75 million. You don't like, if you think it's going to thousands of dollars in value, you don't need hundreds of thousands of those. You only need a couple of
Right.
thousand of them. It's about living today is what that whole thing's about. Now, if you're 25 years old,
Mm-hmm.
I hang on to 25,000 of us forever. Sure. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I rolled the
But if
dice
you're,
on it.
but if you're 65, selling half or even three quarters of them to change your entire life for the next 5 to 10, 20 years of your life, hello, like this, you, you're not, you're not trying to become Elon Musk wealthy. You're trying to, well, maybe that's what you're trying to do, but like you're trying to have a better life and to help the people around you. I would hope this is what I'm talking about is lifestyle changing money.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to sell all 100% of your coins to change your lifestyle, even that would be a decent argument. But even then, I would say no. You should probably keep a couple of thousand of those. Why wouldn't you? And by the way, if you can change your lifestyle, that means that your lifestyle is pretty set, right? Yeah. Well, that means that you could buy more coins in the future, correct? Yeah, because my lifestyle's set up. That's all I'm trying to say about that. Yeah, because a
Yeah.
lot of people ask me that same question. Well, how many do you keep forever? Well, forever's a long time for number one, but nothing's no specific number is the same for every person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And it's so important to remember now too, like I love that point, Dad. If the 20% changes lifestyle, I've been there. I was there in the last bowl where I got to kind of pick up and move and car camp and change my career, and it was just unbelievable. It was an unbelievable 3 years of my life where it was just I just was able to go be exactly who and what I wanted to be pretty much all day long.
Yeah.
Um, and there is not another feeling like that. There just isn't. Since I've
No,
moved home, it's been 2 years of, you know, it's you gotta get back working, and you gotta get back to it, and the struggle can kinda creep in there, and there's a little regret. You gotta keep that out. Whatever happens in this pull to you, and again, we are not giving any of you financial advice. This is your plan to carry out. This is your crypto to execute with, however you do, whenever you do. Um, and many other things. We've talked about precious metals. We've talked about there's so many different things to invest in, but I really, I just don't want to see you get down the road. You said it, Dad, is like where you're kind of like, oh man, I sold at this and I could have been there. It's just not valuable to you. It's
that's right.
what's valuable is today. And what do I want? And how am I going to keep pursuing it? How am I going to keep achieving it? If you're still
Yeah,
in that lack, if you find yourself in that like, oh man, I didn't get enough. I didn't do this right. No, today, keep pursuing, keep studying, what's coming down the road. There was a time not long ago where none of us knew anything about any of this. It was not that long ago. So there's
yeah.
going to be more competition. There's going to be so much more opportunity in blockchain that I just don't see it going away ever.
No,
I think we're going to
no, I
see
never.
we're going to see the cream of the crop rise to the top, but we're also going to see a lot of innovation coming in behind that to further revolutionize it.
Yeah,
uh,
and
and hopefully further integrate it into the world. So again, like you said, Dad, the little guy can benefit from it. That's always been my hope.
yeah, it where we're headed. It's pretty obvious for almost all of us here in the space is we're not headed for necessarily better technology than currently what we have, because some of these coins are just phenomenal technology for where we are in a financial institution. It'll take the financial networks 5 to 10 years to even catch up with that technology. What and where I was going with that was if you think about this, you have two ways to look at this. Number one, technology's growing, we got that. Adoption's growing, we know we got that. Okay, because countries are getting behind it. Where it's really going to be blowing up from here on out going forward is investment opportunities. Okay. Because you're going to have these 10,000 coins, and those 10, 20, 30,000 coins are going to make you a living. That's
Mhm.
yet to be played out, right? Or it's at least going to pay the power bill or your mortgage or something like that. It's going to cover your tail because these investment groups, I'm not even going to call them that. I'm going to call them cartels in Wall Street. They'll make a buck selling your grandmother something that doesn't work, period. That's who they are. Well, if we can use this technology, these AMMs and whatnot, to actually make money on money,
Mhm.
that's their whole shell game. Their whole shell game is coming to them, handed to them on a silver platter. And all of them are like, oh, I want some of that. I want some of that. Okay. Almost all of the RIAs in the world are not able to sell you that stuff yet. They're, they're just not. They can't legally sell you a product that you and I already know works. We know they took these companies like Celsius down. Celsius was doing fine. Celsius was making money. It wasn't until the government came along and kicked one of the stool legs out that we quit making money off of our crypto. Well, even the scam Bankman thing. I mean, anyway, what I'm trying to say is you and I are about to make money with crypto, and the whole world doesn't even understand that yet. Most of the world thinks, oh, well, I have to buy 1,000,000 coins, and then when it doubles, I have 2,000,000. Great, I'll sell it and I'll make $1,000,000. They don't understand what you and I know. They don't understand where Wall Street's going. They don't understand that you and I are going to make more money off the income lifelong. It's really hard for me to explain to people why I would never sell my Bitcoin ever. Why? It, it it's the supreme, and I don't know if you guys have noticed. I did a video on it, but gold isn't doing well. Silver isn't doing well. They're selling the ETFs in gold right now. Well, you could say, where is it going? Well, I don't know. In that period of time where gold topped, that's when Bitcoin started taking off. Gold was going down and Bitcoin was taking off. And I'm just doing math here. They're similar products. And people were a flight to safety because they're trying to get out of the fiat dollar. And I'm going, well, one is a better storage of fiat dollar than the other. And it's winning now. And people that follow politics and people in the big think they're important in the world, and North America in particular, they're coming to the realization of that. And what a perfect time for you to be involved in all the next home runs. Because, I mean, look at just this week alone, the ROI, return of investment, that XRP has had compared to Bitcoin in the last 2 weeks. It's doubled what Bitcoin did in profit. So you've bought a coin that has a sound financial future, and the use of making people money in the future and transacting all transactions in the money in future. But here you stand, and the thing only cost you 50 cents. It didn't cost you 90, 70 grand, right? So you're in that position to where you're going to double and triple and multiply at a faster rate. And that's not even in question any longer. Those questions are behind. Now, of course, most of us, we had the forthright knowledge of knowing that this was coming. That's what's about to occur. You're going to make a ton of money and you're going to be saying, wow, where should I put it? Well, you can say what you would want about this next statement, but if you're smart, some of it would go to Bitcoin, in particular if you don't have any of it. Because I can't remember who it was. Oh, Crypto Truth said, I'd rather have my capital and my equity in Bitcoin than real estate. The whole world's figuring that out.
Yep.
It's a better buy. People were selling their mansions and buying Bitcoin. And you say, well, they're just idiots. Well, no, they might know something you don't know about it. And it doesn't matter what the technology is. It matters what people believe it is. And then when there's trillions of, I think it's up to $400 billion in Bitcoin, $400 billion in the last couple of weeks. Like, that's a lot of those are power players. And the system's sound, the tech is sound. Is it slow? Yeah, of course it's slow, but you want to be sure when you're dealing with those big numbers. I think it's going to pass $30 trillion in transactions this year. Just wrap your head around that. All the big money moves on that right now. Will it one day move on Ripple? Probably. I mean, probably. But right now, people are using it as a storage of wealth, but they're also using it like they use their homes. Okay. They use it as a storage of collateral. Big, big, big. Very important to know. Yeah. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Atlantic Living.
We think we're early, on
Yeah.
Bitcoin and XRP and all that. I love your point. If we're early on that, DeFi or decentralized finance is is we're in it's the primordial ooze in the Genesis chamber. That's next,
Yeah.
along with smart contracts and all the other tools that come along with locking things in and generating money. Generating an income from the crypto that you have already. That is next step. That's
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
when we all have enough, right? When we're all in this group and we all have enough, I think it's going to end up being that.
Yeah.
It's how do we collateralize it? How do we borrow against it? How do we have it working for us every day? So we're off in motorhome in Montana, eating dinner with Granny Legend. It's just how
Right.
do we do that?
Yeah.
And it's foregone conclusion. We're headed there.
Yeah.
Yes, here.
It's
Liv's all geeked up about this bowl, Dad.
yeah, well, she should be.
Me too, sis.
Well, you know
Me
what,
too.
Brent, we should do these earlier. It seems like more people are in here.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
maybe
There's
do
some good
them earlier.
comments. We can do that.
Yeah.
You all let
Well,
us
I
know.
know I can.
Yeah, it's me that's really
My
I'm the problem.
my
I'm the
son is a night
problem,
owl.
it's me.
I know.
I'll just go
Hey,
to bed earlier, maybe.
I figured it out yesterday. Okay, I got in my truck yesterday at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I started talking. I drove 6 hours. I started talking with people yesterday at about 5 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't finish talking to people till 11:30 last night.
Hmm.
That was the day I had yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, people don't realize, people don't understand that when a bull market hits you, you're so excited about it, you want to talk to the world about it, but the world doesn't understand what you own. Brent and I do. So everybody's blowing me up, which is awesome. I love it. But I wanted to hear what, like, for the first time in a long time, I watched Zach Rector's show. I haven't watched his
Mhm,
show in 4 months. But
mhm.
I was like, I want to be geeked up too. I want to watch all these shows talking about how cool we are and how smart we are. That's, it's like, but right. Yeah. But it was so much fun. And we've only just started, guys. We've only started. This whole thing is going to be, it, it's, and also this bull market. I want Liv to understand this. It's different this time. Um, I always say, the whole, I think it was Gandhi. I don't know who started this. I believe it was Gandhi who did the first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, and then they go to war with you. And then they make it sound like it was their idea the whole time. Right.
Mhm.
We're at the fourth stage now. The war is over. Well, in North America. Well, US. I can't speak for Canada, man. There's some funky stuff going on up there. But anyway, I won't go there. So, like, because I love Canada, as you guys
Shout
know, I
out
live
Northern
there.
and Atlantic. What up, guys?
Yeah, I, hey, I'm married to a lovely Canadian woman, and
Uh-huh.
I lived in Canada for 4 years, and I love the people of Canada. So what's happened is we have tipped the war over. Okay, it's no longer cool to even think that somebody can get on the news tomorrow night and say that only murderers and drug dealers use crypto. Like, no, 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 no. The president of the United States uses crypto. What are you talking about? Are you calling him what are you calling us? I know
Right.
you've been calling us that for a decade, but we're really over it because none of
Yeah.
us are there. And only a fool, okay, would do corruption on blockchain. Only a fool. So for you
Yeah.
to tell me that your system's more honest than our system, either tells me, one, you have a narrative, or B, you're a liar, or C, you're too stupid to know the difference. And I think it's something like A and B. And now all that's going to come and play out. All of that is to be played for, as they like to say. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Trini, brother, I got some stuff I want to talk to you about, man. I got some good Canadian trust news out there. So Canadians, don't give up. Please don't give up
Our
on yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, our Trinidaddies in Canada as well.
Yeah,
Much love, brother. Yeah, we gotta talk, man.
I
I
hope
miss you.
Kiera's,
I miss you.
by the way, I hope
I miss
Kiera's your
you.
next prime minister. Yeah. Anyway, what? Oh, I know what I wanted to tell everybody. I wrote these down late last night because I spoke to everybody and I was like, wow, this is really important because here's what's about to happen, guys. Your friends, family, neighbors, everybody at the barbecue is going to start pointing at you and saying, that guy knows about crypto. Go talk to him. That's going to
Yeah,
start happening to all of us. Okay. Right.
true.
So here are the questions that are going to be presented to you. All right. When they're asking you about a specific coin, they're going to ask you, what does it do?
Mhm.
You need to know these. Why should I buy that one? What price is too late for me?
Mm.
Okay. Why? I'm going to only use this one, this coin in this situation. Why XRP? And one of my favorite answers to why XRP isn't the network and the use of all money and all the rest of it. It's the company Ripple behind it and the 900 employees. Okay.
Mhm.
It's one of my favorite answers because we're talking to normies now. Now we're talking about Joe Barbecue guy. Okay. Right. Remember the guy with the dent in his forehead? Okay. That guy. He's going to be, dude, I don't know, man. I heard about this dog coin and, Elon and the dog coin.
Yeah.
Love Elon, the dog coin. I wish I owned more of it, to be honest. And then you're going to get down to, and we can finally have this adult conversation at a barbecue with him. The fundamentals have all changed. They all changed in the last 2 weeks. And the fundamentals are, well, I don't know. Nations are buying it. Oh, that's right. Our president and the bill going through Congress wants to purchase it monthly. And let me think about it. So your tax money that you spend on our government is buying these coins, but you're smarter than that. You're smart enough to know that, oh, I smell a Ponzi scheme and no, I'm not buying that ridiculousness. Well, my friend, you paid your taxes. Even if you don't pay taxes and you just simply buy stuff, that tax goes to the purchase of Bitcoin. And you're smarter than that. I'm not buying that. Really? Really? That's a pretty simple logical explanation of why maybe you should buy something that your government is purchasing. And think about this, in your lifetime, when have you ever been afforded that opportunity? What do we I get to I don't know. I guess you could buy Boeing stock and or whatever, you know, but ask yourself that. Like, I
Yeah.
get to store my own wallet and my own safe of something that the US government's purchasing. This is incredible. This is a time that's really important. Yeah.
It's something too about the nature of decentralization in that it feels so much different in the past of when you buy a stock and it's like, okay. What are the fundamentals of this company? What's their product? What are they going to do? And when you buy, a particular blockchain project, it's like, what's this going to do all over the world? How big is this going to get? How widely used is it going to be? And I I keep beating the dead horse on this, but it's such a valuable tool for so many different reasons that we all believe it's going to be used no matter what. It already is, right? It's not.
Yeah.
So for the normies coming up to all of us now and being like, well, this is the one I get. This is the one always.
Yeah.
I just think it's all fake, man, and it's just all, yeah, it just doesn't feel right. Looks cheese, like all and it's like, how do you what are your lines? Like what you just said, Dad, where it's like off the cuff, it's like, no, this company is in California and they have 900 employees and they created a product to overtake the Swift system, and Japan's adopting it, and it's crazy. It's you can get into hours and hours of
Yeah.
trying to explain XRP, but it's
Mhm.
it's about making it real. And I just there's so many people that are still in the dark about it completely and are distrusting of their government. And
Yeah.
that's the other point in the past that I've run to. I've run to how it works, the fundamentals of blockchain. It's the part of it that's when the light bulb went off for me. It was,
Mhm.
can you understand decentralization, immutability, security? Can you get all these things in one system? Fi- Finite amount. There's only this many minted of this thing. So you're not running into the same problems that you do with stocks and currency. That's all so key here. Like, it's all when that light bulb goes off for your friend or these people who are texting all of you and asking you, it's gonna be big. I say this one to Sean all the time. I'm like, dude, I need everybody in this. That's my battle with that. And it's not to convince them to buy it. It's for
Yeah.
the light bulb to go off about how this system works and
Right.
how it can work for humanity. That's
Yeah.
it. That's
Yeah.
all I care about.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. And I brought all that up because you're the new ambassadors. You, you need to take this job responsibly. And it's so key because unfortunately we've had a bunch of banner wavers and we've had a bunch of people insulting each other on the internet. And frankly, we haven't been the adults in the room always. And insulting people, well, good luck being poor. Those kind of statements are just, it's not growing. It's making all of us look like amateur investors. And you're not. You're entrepreneurs and you're visionaries. So use your visionary voice. Use your this is what it can do for mankind angle. Don't
Mhm.
exactly what you just said, son. You put it so perfectly. It's like this is what we're going to do with the world now. This is how we fix a lot of the poverty issues. This is how we fix all of these issues. I
This
was
is
on a
how we move money to cut out the
Yeah,
middle guy.
I was
From
on a chat. I was on a Zoom call with somebody that I met a long time ago, and I've had his number forever and ever and ever. And he texted me. We traded numbers like a year ago. Yeah, I met him at the Silver Symposium, and he texted me his number and said, "Hey man, have you got time to talk? I'd just like to sit and talk with you." Well, he's a tech guy, like he's in it deep, really knowledgeable, and he happens to work for Ledger Nano. So he's like, yeah, let's talk. The stuff he was telling me about what's coming just on your ledger. Oh my God. It's going to be like a separate little phone that just sits there plugged in, making you money. And I'm not talking about maybe, like they've already tested, it's already doing it, it's already running on its own, it's already good to go. They don't have the vision from the nation yet to say, yeah, that makes sense. Let's do that. Let's all do that. All of that is so big, guys, and it's coming our way. And I I had this discussion with him, but after I got off the phone, I just sat quietly and so many things came to me. And one of the biggest things that came to me was AI, right? Like we're all kind of worried about AI and how it's going to interact with crypto. Crypto, by the way, in some ways, crypto's bigger than AI. And I know a lot of people will give you an argument on that. But the reason why I'm saying that is because AI, crypto is going to be integrated in everything that is transactional, including AI, right? But something hit me really. I got to share this because it's on my mind right now. I I had this understanding of the way business works, right? Okay, so let's think about this. We've in North America, I'm just going to talk from a stance of the United States citizen. Okay, we've exported all of our jobs overseas forever, 20, 30 years now. My whole lifetime, essentially. We've been exporting them to other countries. Well, why did we do that? We did that because of labor expense, correct? Labor
Okay.
was expensive. So we went to Japan, and then we went to China. All of that was because their labor was cheaper. Well, what's going to happen when all the AI and all the robotics are created here? Are we going to export the AI and the robots? No, we're going to have them work here, right? We no longer have to export our corporations. They stay here. All of a sudden, all those labor factories go belly up. Now, this isn't good for those nations. India comes to mind. Like, all of a sudden, AI isn't going to hurt. I don't think it's going to hurt Americans as much because we've already exported all those menial jobs. You
Mhm.
understand that? So
Yeah.
we're going to grow financially. And I'm not just saying this is a rah American flag thing or, the red wave or any of that. I'm saying that because if you get positive legislation towards crypto and you get positive legislation towards AI and robotics, which clearly it sounds like we're headed there, everything is going to become astronomically less expensive.
Yeah.
Okay. And all of that is about to occur soon, 5 to 10 years. And it's going to create deflationary times again, which is, Jeff Booth's book all over again, right? Price of Tomorrow. So yeah, it's very it hit me so clearly, that concept. And I was like, wow, we're about to crush this.
Mhm.
Because and I think they've known it. I think as globalists, if you will, have known that concept for a long time, and they were trying to head it off, and they were trying to keep it from occurring. And now it's about to occur. So we're going to produce electricity cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Bitcoin has a lot to do with that. And if you think I'm wrong about that last statement, you need to study a little bit more about that and what that means. But it's absolutely the incredible time to be alive. And I'm so excited that I'm going to do it all with everybody here in the crew, man. I love it. Yeah.
I do too. I got
Yeah.
a I got a hard stop in 5 minutes, Dad.
You got a
Uh,
hard stop?
I unfortunately I I am I got scheduled to work today. Um, I'm like, I don't work Sundays. They're like, is it because you're going to church? I'm like, no, I'm going to
It
be
is
with the
church.
crew.
No, I've got to tell you this one real
That's why
quick.
we went earlier.
There's I don't know. I watch him every now and then, but Gary Cardone, he just started a show on Sundays and he calls it church.
Perfect.
And yeah, and I was like, dude, my son and I have been doing church for 2 years, 3 years
Oh yeah.
now. And what are you
Mhm.
talking about? He's on his 4th episode. Now he gets way more views than we do. And I don't know why, because honestly, I think you and I are like incredible and he's okay. He's decent.
He's
I,
okay.
I don't know.
He's
I
okay.
don't know what I don't know what makes me say that.
Gary's good
Anyway,
there.
yeah, no, I love Jerry. He's good. There's so many great people in this whole community. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, outdoor boys. We got to talk, man. I got some questions for you, man, coming up. Give me a call this week. Oh,
Great.
before it's too late, I am going to be Tuesday night at the screening. I cannot wait. Cannot
Yes.
wait. Dude, it's going to be huge, 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 huge. Yeah. And I'm gonna get to hang with so many. I heard it was 800 tickets sold and it sold out in 10 minutes for the XRP show. Pretty amazing. Yeah. Um, what do you
Evan
have in
says,
closing there, Brent?
I'm feeling retired today, guys. How about you? Yeah.
Long way to go yet.
Well, yeah, for us, it's never will be retired. I think because of all this, but it's such a passion. It's so cool to see my dad really thrive in this thing that he loves to look at 40,000 feet, and continue to bring positivity and wisdom in it. Um, and it's like, how are we going to be able to get these tools going to where we can all secure it? And then, like we were talking about earlier, how do we get our DeFi going on? And this is XRP and Cardano just partnered. I mean, the news, the XRP news for the Army family in here is just unbelievable. I mean, from the documentary coming out to the green
Yeah.
candle to partnership with Cardano, I've never been more bullish. You know,
Same.
Forgetting about the price, I've never been more bullish.
Yeah.
So
I totally agree.
we are
Yeah.
running. This thing is happening, baby.
Yeah. And I will be calling, Shirley, I will be calling some people today. I don't know if you're next on my list, but I will be calling some people later, trying to give my voice a little break, but I don't think that's in the cards right now. Yeah, I'm going to do Atlantic Living. I'm going to do something after the movie, before the movie, during the movie. I don't know. I'm going to do something. I don't know what it is. I'm going to be hanging with Ray Fuentes. So he and I are going to do probably something together. I don't know what we're going to do, but I want to remark something real quick before you go, Brent.
Mhm.
And this sounds sort of weird, but sort of it's really how I feel.
Let's
To
have it.
some degree, one thing that keeps coming to mind when I talk to my friends about my channel that don't watch my channel, and they say,
Mhm.
"Well, what is it, Alan? Why would you do something so many hours a week and it doesn't pay you anything? You're not making money. You're not getting rich because of YouTube." It's like, no, man, I'm not. And it came to me. Um, you make all of you in the crew make an old man's life relevant in in a sense that I could do this pretty much the rest of my life and I would stay relevant
Mhm.
because it makes me want to study and help people and do things for people. And there's nothing, any of you that are my age or older and you live by yourself, there's nothing more important than being relevant with younger people and having a community. That's what keeps us young at heart.
Yeah.
grandkids, and all the rest of it. And I don't mean that to sound desperate or lonely at all, because I'm not that guy at all. But it hit me. It's being relevant in the world is important to all of us, and that's why you own crypto. Really, it is, because it's the future. It is relevant.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. How we all
Thanks,
interact, how we
thanks,
transact
Frankie.
together. It
Yeah,
is. I love it because it's about creating a global community
that's right.
and
Yeah,
adopting a global trade system.
it
And
is.
and to be able to connect with people in different countries is like
Hmm.
a dream come true on this
Yeah.
channel. To have all of you in and please keep sharing with us what's going on, where you're at. We of course get a ton of American news on our side here, but we want to hear all of it. Um, and we're excited for everybody. It's going to touch everywhere, which is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys, let's do this. You're
All right,
winning.
man. Have the best weekend, everybody. Best into your weekend here. Hope you have a great week. Cook up that plan. What's your numbers? This is whenever you got a little 10 minutes this week. Go back, look at what you got. Look at the numbers.
Yep.
Check out a couple of historical charts. You know,
Please join me this Thursday. You will learn a lot about those numbers. I'm going to repeat some stuff, but it's really important to solidify this. All right,
love
Brent,
it.
let's get out of here. Let's get you to
All right.
work.
All right. Love you guys. Drive safe, Dad.
Love everybody. I'm off for a